Letting go isn't about forgetting. It's about choosing freedom and peace over attachment. And I had to learn this the hard way. Over the past few months, I've come to realize so many different things about myself after I went through a breakup in the beginning of the year. And one of the things that really I became aware of was the attachment of outcome, the attachment and the control or the belief of control that was connected to it were really the driving force behind a lot of things that I've done and especially that I've struggled with throughout my whole life. And I didn't become aware of it until recently when I really went deep dive into a healing journey. And I want to share with you in this video what I've come to realize what letting go really means and how to also let go of that attachment. And one thing that I want to say before I get into it as well is that a lot of times when it comes to letting go, we think that it's about letting go of a person. Because I think that's one of the most sought after topic out there, like letting go of a relationship, letting go of a specific person, letting go of the attachment of or the feelings for someone. But letting go is something that is applicable in every area of your life. And once you learn it, it can have such an, not can, but it will have such an incredibly amazing outcome. And it's going to change so many different things. The way you're going to live your life, the way you're going to go into situations, the way you approach people, and especially how you feel about yourself. And I'm not saying that I'm there yet 100%, but I'm taking you with me on my journey and share with you the breakthroughs that I have that I can now build on. And even though I'm not fully there yet where I let go of specific things in my life, I can look at it from a different perspective, and I can go at it with more ease, with more patience. And the biggest thing I realized was really that it's a process. It's not just a decision. It's not just, oh, I'm going to make up my mind and let go, but that it's a process. And it's basically also a byproduct of healing. So before I dive into it, for those of you who are new to my channel, a warm welcome to you. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Martin, and I really made it my purpose here to share with you my learnings and my lessons from life. And I'm going to share with you like my failures, my successes, my breakthroughs, my setbacks, everything that I feel like I want to share with people, because I feel like there's a lot of things in all of our lives that if we had the courage to share with others, we can have such an amazing impact on other people's lives and our own lives. Someone asked me today if like the videos that I do, it sounds kind of like a self-therapy. And I was like, it kind of is, because I can just share openly, authentically. This is really also what I want to do. I want to share without holding back. And that in itself is so therapeutic, because I can just be me. I can just share vulnerably and openly. And I want to inspire you to be able to do the same so that you can live the life that you want on your terms and in the driver's seat of your own life. And just this morning when I woke up, I had a beautiful comment on one of my videos. And it's very, very interesting because it really ties into today's topic. So last night I was sharing in my video like about the struggle behind creating the videos and the self-doubt, the thoughts and the emotions that I experience basically on a regular basis when I create content, but also in my everyday life. And one thought that has come up a few times is like, oh, does what I do, is that even worth anything? Does it resonate with people? Like, who is even gonna want to watch it? Like, a lot of self-criticism in there. And then I was on a call last night with my coach within the group coaching that where I'm participating in, and there was also the topics about like putting yourself out there, etc. And it was very, very interesting because I realized, I through my self doubt, I started manipulating myself. But in the past, I would follow the manipulation and stop doing certain things, not having the patience or not having the belief of or in what I'm creating. Whereas now I have that awareness, especially through the past few months where I was just focusing so much on healing, on releasing, on becoming aware of patterns, of things that I've been doing over and over in slightly different variations, but still basically the same things over and over again. And they led to pretty much the same results. And now I was like really looking deeply into what is causing certain results and how can I transform so that I also experience certain sides of life that I really desire, like romantic relationships, long lasting romantic relationships. And so yesterday I was sharing about, how all that is kind of like what's going on. And because it really inspired me to share it with you, how I really feel, what's really going on. Because very often we don't see what's going on behind someone's smile or behind someone's self-confidence. Sometimes we all play roles in different parts of our lives. Very, very often we it's not like not pretending, but like making ourselves believe that we are feeling something that we're not, or trying to hide behind a smile because facing reality or facing the emotions is just too painful. And when someone asks you like, "Oh, how are you doing?" and you're like, "Oh, I'm good," because saying how you really feel would just be too much. And that is okay. That's part of being human. We don't have to share everything with everyone. We can be very picky with who we choose certain parts or certain things about our lives. But what really happened yesterday that's connected to the letting go part of this video is because yesterday I was focusing on like, oh, the results are not here. I would like to have more of an impact, blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, you know what? Just still go for it. I reminded myself of something one of my acting teachers said when I was studying acting in the States. She said, "You're there to give your best performance. It's about immersing yourself in the arts, and it does not matter the size of the audience. If there's one person in the audience, do or give as much as you would if the theater was filled with 5,000 people. Because that one person, they showed up. They came there to see you perform, to be entertained, maybe to learn something, maybe even to distract themselves from what's going on in their lives and they just needed some relief. You have an obligation to that one person because they showed up. So you have to show up for them as well." And that really resonated with me yesterday because I was like, you know what? Even if just one person watches the video and gets something out of it, that is not worth less than if thousands or millions of people watch it. Because every life, every person, every soul matters. And I'm like, if I just show up when there's a lot of people out there, then everything I'm creating and everything that I'm standing for, everything that I say that I'm standing for would just be a freaking lie if I cared if one person showed up or if 10,000 show up. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to continue. And this morning I had a beautiful comment on one of my videos saying they thought about or they had suicidal thoughts I'm sharing this because it's a comment, so it's beneath one of my videos, so you can also see it, so it's not like a private message someone sent me. They said they had suicidal thoughts and they came across my videos and it gave them hope to continue one more day. And that was, I get goosebumps just saying it, and it makes me emotional because this means the world to me. Because this is my purpose, to support people, to help them, to inspire them to keep going. If I had not created my videos, I don't know what might have happened. I don't know. But I did. And that person came across it and it impacted them on that kind of level. And the reason I'm sharing that with you when it also comes to letting go is yesterday I let go of the need for a specific outcome. I let go of the doubt, of the criticism, of the self kind of punishment, letting go of things not moving faster than I wanted to. I let go of that and said, I'm still going to show up. I'm still going to give 100%. I'm still going to go all in. And when I did that, and then this morning, I had that comment, I was like, this is what letting go creates. It creates connection. It creates opportunities. It creates space for other people to come into your life, to be inspired by you. It also creates safety, peace, and calm within yourself. That's why I said in the beginning of the video that letting go isn't just about a person. It's never actually about a person, even if it's about a person. Letting go is letting go of the control. Letting go of the need for specific outcomes. Letting go of the need for things to happen at a specific time or within a specific time frame. And yeah, I'm when it comes to letting go, I'm very good at letting go, but I'm like, I'm going to let go, but I want it within that time frame. I like with time, I'm not yet there to really be patient. Even with letting go, saying like, okay, letting go can take some time, but I'm letting go of the need for it to happen now. Like in the beginning of the year after the breakup, I joined the coaching program where I'm currently also in, and it really has changed so much for me. But when I signed up, there was two parts of the program, or two programs that I signed up simultaneously. One was like self-study, the other one was also live calls. And there was one specific program that was like the self-led program. And I asked, how long does it take approximately to go through the program? And they were like, well, it's up to you. It's individual. Like for everybody, it's different. And I was like, but can you please give me kind of like an estimate? And they said, well, some people do it in like 2 months or 3 months, 4 months. And I was like, good, 2 months, that's a good time. Like I want to let go. I want to be like super happy and like completely releasing of all those negative things, that like all those emotions, and I want to just be happy and joyful again. But 2 months, it's fine, but I'm going to do it like, I hope I can do it in 2 weeks. Well, out of those 2 weeks, it was 2 months, 3 months, now it's over 4 months. And I'm not where I thought I could and would be after 2 weeks. At the same time, I'm way further ahead than I thought that I would be. Because the reason why I'm not where I thought I would be within a very short period of time and being further than I thought I would be, why it both has the same reason. And that is because there's so many things that came up, so many wounds from the past, certain patterns that reemerged. And it was kind of like I opened Pandora's box. I started with one thing and then another thing came up and another thing. So I thought it's going to take 2 weeks, but it actually took way longer. And I'm further ahead because there's things that I now started to look at that I overlooked previously. And that way I raised my whole being to a different level. And I'm not where I want to be yet because there's still certain attachments that I have. But those attachments I realized are not to a specific person, not to my ex, but it's patterns. It's the illusion of safety. It's the attachment to the illusion I created in my head of what the relationship could be or what it meant compared to what it actually was. Don't get me wrong, it was an amazing person. We had amazing moments together. But at the same time, there were not so good moments. But in the beginning, I totally overlooked that. And I was like, no, everything was fantastic. And even the things that weren't fantastic, I said it's okay. It doesn't bother me. I had to let go of that person. But the thing is, I didn't just have to let go of that person, but I had to start letting go of a version of myself that I thought that I was. Because when I was in the relationship, I thought I would have found a partner that I can spend many, many years with. I thought that the search is finally over. I thought I'm healed, that I'm detached. And when those things came up and I started the letting go process or the healing process, I realized it's not about my ex, it's about the version that I became through the relationship, in the relationship, and also the version of myself that I thought doesn't exist anymore. And when it comes to letting go, it's really also about making peace with your past. And with the past, I don't just mean like memories or things that happened, but make peace with your past self. Because there's a lot of things, a lot of times that we hold on to where we feel guilt, where we say, I wish I could have or would have done things differently. Just today I had a conversation with one of my clients and they said they were very emotional. They said they wish they had done things differently a couple of years ago. And it really still affects them every single day. And we talked about that like letting go part. We talked about how we cannot change the past. And that no matter how much we wish that things might be different, it doesn't change the fact and the way it did happen. The only thing we can really do is learn from the past. Learn from what we've been through. Learn from what we are currently going through. At the same time, letting go is really that process of acceptance, of letting go of the resistance, letting go of the control. Because as long as we want to control things, we are in that attachment, and attachment is never free because we always need it for a specific feeling. And once we lose it, once it's taken away, or once we leave, something is missing. And it's usually the missing part that hurts the most. Not the specific person, not the thing that we had or the experience, but the feeling itself of something is missing. But the thing is, what's missing is not another person, not an object, not an experience, but what's missing is the part of ourselves that we abandoned, that we forgot that even existed. And that's the part of us that is okay to be alone, that is okay to not have certain things, certain experiences, certain people in their lives. When I look at myself with the relationship, there were a couple times last year where I really felt, I was like, I'm so happy I'm single. I'm so happy that I don't have those obligations. I can just be free and do whatever I want. Do I want a relationship? Yes, but I don't need it. I'm so grateful for how my life is or was in those moments. And that's when I met both of the times I met someone, and both times it started a healing journey. And that's also part of letting go. Things come when you let go, because that way you create space. In my situation, as long as I kept holding on to my ex, even now being attached to certain aspects of that relationship, the memories, etc., there's no space for a new person. There's not even space for myself. So I need to create that space for me to be able to show up. And it's kind of a paradox, because the way you do it is by showing up for yourself, by inviting that version of yourself in that you abandoned, embracing that part of yourself. And it's not a always smiley and cheerful kind of experience. Healing sucks. Healing is painful, but it also is incredibly beautiful. It's liberating. It gives you freedom, and it gives you access to who you truly are. And letting go is really a byproduct of that. Share in the comments. I would love to hear as well, what is one thing or a person that you would want to let go of? Because only if we share, if we connect, we can really support each other. And like I shared with you the example of the comment yesterday or this morning, only if we share, it can also impact other people. It can help other people. And we never know who we're going to impact. And especially, we can impact our own lives. So when it comes to letting go, it's really look at the patterns that you have. What are the things or the behavior, the thoughts, the emotions that come up over and over again in similar situations? Look at what parts of yourself have you abandoned. Also look at the meaning that you give to things or people or experiences like relationships, but also to things like money, career. Because attachment is also very, very, very closely connected to the meaning that we give it. Because like in relationships, and I'm using that because it's like the most present experience for myself, letting go of my relationship that I was in. It's not the person, because of certain aspects where I'm absolutely aware of why it ended. But It was the meaning that I gave that person, that I gave the relationship. And the fear that was connected with, well, he's the one, and if it's not going to work out, I'm going to be forever alone. And that meaning of someone being the one, I completely got it wrong, because I'm the one. Because I'm the one who spends all my life with me. I'm the one who's always there from the beginning to the end. And giving someone else that meaning also gives the power away. Because then that person has the power to, for like the way that you feel, the way you show up in life. Because if they leave, then your whole world kind of falls apart. And that's what I felt until I went through the healing journey and started reconnecting to myself, saying I'm the one, because I'm the one in my life who is showing up every single day. I'm the one I have to or get to live with every single day. So I better treat myself the way that I was always looking for that other people treat me within a relationship. And now I'm on the path of creating the most beautiful relationship ever with myself. And I think that's a lifelong journey, because there's always things going to happen. There's always going to be different aspects of healing, etc. But letting go of meaning, letting go of other people, of patterns, of habits, etc., it's a form of expansion. It creates new space. And it also is going to create new space for also painful new experiences. But that's the thing about letting go. It's also letting go of the fear of struggle, the fear of pain, the fear of failure, the fear of things ending, fear of abandonment, all those things. The space we created can always invite the positive or negative. But it's not about that. It's not about controlling what is being filled, like how that space, that new space is filled, but how we look at it, how we utilize it, how we show up, even if we are going through hell. Because the way we show up says everything about who we are. So I really hope that this inspired you to start looking at what can you let go of? What can you do next for yourself on your journey of healing? Is it reflection? Are you already in the process of like you're very close to releasing it and stepping into that new version of yourself? Because after part of the healing process is also to step into that new version of yourself. There's a time where it's important to stop looking at the past, stop looking at reopening old wounds, and step into that new version of yourself, looking into the future. That's where I'm at right now, where I'm now finally at a place where I'm like, I'm going to look more into the future vision. Who do I want to become? What is it that I want to create in life? Because now, until this point, it was more about the past, releasing, healing, feel it to heal it. I had to really let my emotions flow through me. But now I got to a point where I'm like, I want to recreate or start creating a new version of myself, my future self, and step into that. So wherever you are on this part of the journey, also feel free to share in the comments so that we can support each other, because I'm here to support you, and we're all here on this planet. We co-create, we are in this together, so let's also heal together and expand together. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe. It would mean the world to me. And like, share, comment on this video. And as always, lots of love and a big squeezy hug.